Is my screen is fully visible? I'm so sorry.
Yes, the light possible.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. So very sorry for this 2 minutes of delay. So thank you so much for all of you for joining our Skills for Med free webinar today. And all our free webinars are supported by Healthcare Sector Skill Council. And today topic is going to be on instant report nobody fills, why 𝗕𝗵𝘆 culture is broken and how to fix it. This is going to be a very interesting session today for you all, where you're going to learn actually what is happening behind the missed reported files. So let us move into the session. So before that, I can give you all a quick introduction about Skills for Med for the benefit of the newcomers. So we have been established since the year 2018, and we have been committed to providing comprehensive training program for all the healthcare professionals. So for now, we have 30,000 plus healthcare professionals with us, and 1,000 plus hospitals are network with us, and also 50 plus course topics we have launched. And with this 30,000, we are not limiting towards the end of the webinar. We'll be showing you a QR code to join our WhatsApp community, where you will be getting the regular updates about our course and programs, what all in Skills for Med it is happening. And what is the Skills for Med logo speaks about? It's a learning pyramid. So if you could see this is the stage-wise explanation which is given on the screen. So stage 1, it is about the service excellence skills. For example, we cover about the infection prevention and basics, professionalism, healthcare communication, and so on. So for a healthcare professional to kickstart the journey in the hospital sector, this will be a useful program. And also, second stage is about the core patient-centric skill, where we always talk about transforming a healthcare professional from the competence level to the clinical expert level. And in the stage 3, it is time to look forward for your specialization, or already you're in a specialty, and what you have to choose about. For example, we have labor room upskilling program, ER upskilling program, clinical instructor program, and also infection control nurse course program and infection prevention and control program. Also about this infection control and infection prevention control program, we have an announcement in this during this webinar, and limited seats ahead. I'll be announcing about that. So fourth stage, which is about the leadership skill, that is about once you have gone through all these 3 stages, it's a time to look forward for the leadership journey. So one is about nursing leadership, another one is about the healthcare management. So 2 things are there when it comes to leadership skills. So let us move on to the next. So we have which I was talking about, the 4th ladder, so which is about the leadership journey. So here we have an announcement related to that. We have launched a healthcare administration for the mid-career professionals. We have started to get a lot of inquiries. So meanwhile, when I'm announcing it, who all have missed out registering for this program, you can scan this QR code and register yourself as a healthcare administrator. So you can, it's a worthwhile paying for this program, because it's a 4-week master class, which is not like a real thing what you go through a theory and go through a lot of books going for a study, and then finding difficulty in practicing the real healthcare administration when it comes to in your life in practice. So this actually breaks all the barriers. It is about kickstart this program and enroll for this program. With all this end of this 4 weeks of masterclass, you will have a real shape in your healthcare administration. This is all about. So you can contact our Jayanti also for more details. This is for all the healthcare professionals who are in the mid-career level, who are wanting to explore themselves in the administration level. And also, we have also launched a continuing nurse education program, which is the most weighted program by many of the nurses who are there in the webinar. Every time when we pop up our calendar, you used to ask, like, when is this program, is that available for the individual? So looking after all these queries, we thought not only providing the CNE for for the hospitals, we also thought of giving out to all the individual nurses, where they can study in their own, because it's all like mentored sessions inside the course program. You can log in into your own time, and you can study and upskill yourself and reskill yourself through this program. So it's a weekly webinar. Every you will have a webinar which is coming up in your Think portal, and you will have 12 different topic which is covered over across the year. And also you will have every month with one focus topic, you will have 3 different subtopics which is covered under that. And fourth week, what is amazing thing about the CNE is like you will get the implementation tool. How you are getting a handout resources out of this webinar, you will get the resources and tools and implementation templates to implement right away in your hospital to practice right away. So this is all about, and 24/7 you will have an online access. And also it's a personalized mentoring, and WhatsApp group will be created. You can on and off whenever you are implementing, and a lot of challenges during your nursing practice, you can throw your questions in the WhatsApp group, get benefit out of this one program. So this is all the course details are mentioned over here. For individual, it is 899 per month, and for the hospital and for the annual, for the individual, if they're paying, it's 7999. And also for the hospital, if any administrators are there over here for the webinar, it's 3500 per month, and it is any number of nurses. We are not considering number of nurses. Based on that, any number of nurses is 3500, and also annual price is 35,000. So this is all the topics. I think during the announcement you would have heard towards the end. If anyone is interested, you can tell us. We will be giving you the link for registering. I think our admin is ready with all the links to be done towards the end. So also we have Jayanti's contact number. She's our admin manager. You can contact her at any time to ask queries related to the enrollment programs and how the course is going to be, all those things. So she'll be there out, helping me out. And also our website was on the display. So here, I'm sorry. Yeah. So here we have today speaker is Dr. 𝗪𝗵𝘆 𝗡𝗲, who is our Deputy Medical Director, Consultant Surgeon, Sundaram Medical Foundation, and he is the founder for Skills for Med. And he plays a key role in 𝐻𝐿, and also he is a GC committee member, national speaker, and also he is an active member for endoscopy safe surgery across India. And he have published a lot of journals, a lot of research studies, and also he is a visionary founder. He just doesn't stop there, where he tailors the program giveaway for all the healthcare professionals, where they will bring a lot of achievement in the healthcare organization with the patient-centric care. So this is about, and with Dr. Pari, I'll be sharing this webinar. I am Ms. Stella Townsend. I'm the lead learning strategy and development from Skills for Med. I'm sorry about the notification. Yes. So before getting into the program, let me launch the poll. I request all the participants to quickly jump into the poll and start answering for this question. Can someone acknowledge that you can see the poll on the screen?
Yes, Stella.
Yeah. Okay. You have 2 more minutes left. So thank you so much. So everybody started to answer. So now I have the assurance, okay, my poll is visible to everyone. Right. Yes, you have 1 more minute left. 30 seconds left. Yes. So I'm going to end this poll and share results with Dr. Pari. Yes, please, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to our weekly webinar. And really, again, very gratifying to see so many people joining our webinar every week. So let's quickly go through this poll answers. So the first question is, how often are near misses actually reported? So I hope you got the slide clarification here. We are not talking about incident reports. We are talking about near miss incidents. And I think 36% have said frequently, occasionally about 45, and another 20% saying most near misses are only discussed informally and not reported. And what happens after someone submits an incident report? Majority have said the management reviews it and feedback is shared with the staff, which is very good. And documented and follow-up is not very clear, and staff rarely hear anything is another 30%. And how comfortable are you in reporting an incident? So this is interesting. 50% are very comfortable. The rest are somewhat comfortable or hesitant. I think this is going to be the theme of our talk. So I think we are sort of justified in bringing this topic to the audience. And so what most influences whether a staff report near miss? Again, 43% equally it is divided. 50% have said hospital policies and reporting system. Another 45% support to response from ward leader or charge nurse. And personal confidence and experience of the staff was another 25%. And finally, the usual, questions about relating it to movies.
No, this time I have not mentioned movies, sir. Different thing because of a team request.
All right. So it's about, okay. Chandrayaan-3 mission. Space teams analyze small errors. And is what you're doing? It's about 42%. IPL cricket match, a drop catch is like a near miss, and that's 24%. And airline safety checks, that's another 54%. So it looks like we want to emulate the space industry and the airline industry. So that's great. So thank you so much for your responses. It's really, insightful to look at it. So let's move on.
Thank you so much. So this is one question for all our participants. So quickly you can drop your answers in the chat box. What happened the last time someone on your team made a mistake? Whether they have hidden the entire mistake or they would have reported, and what the response they got from the seniors. So we would like to know from all our participants in the chat box quickly what happened the last time someone on your team made a mistake.
First one is interesting. First response.
Yeah. Accept the mistake promptly. Hidden during rounds, we get and out do retrospective analysis. Okay, reported. So interesting. Okay. So thank you so much for all your response. Now let us look us. Okay. So for this, most of the like response were like, it is hidden. You have not have reported like that. For those who all like, why we are hiding this webinar, as Dr. Pari said, this is not going to be usual thing. Hiding, why are you hiding? Why it is happening? Not because of that. Today you will be learning why actually this hiding culture have come up and where it have started. So Dr. Pari, can you take us through that? Like, where did this hiding begin actually?
Yeah, I think the response is actually very revealing. There are, of course, certain hospitals where it gets reported, but in many hospitals, they usually, when anybody who makes a mistake is blamed. And, as someone pointed out, either a suspension order or a memo is given to them. So this is the, culture in most, Indian hospitals. So we did some thinking about why, people are hiding. And I think, many of you could have, found out because, people are getting, punished. That's the reason. But where did this culture come from is what, we're going to look at it, right now. Next slide, please. So, I mean, it's a generalization to say every Indian clinic professional, not everybody, but just to give a, sort of, in nowadays it is the era of hook. You need to pull the audience with your first statement. So this culture of hiding didn't take place, after we entered healthcare. So there has been a study which shows that primary barriers to near-miss reporting or negative perceptions about what will happen and lack of trust amongst the seniors if the report is given. And they have just said that this is shaped by prior experience and not lack of knowledge. It is not that we don't know that this has to be reported, but our prior experience tells us that if we report, then we will face the consequences. So this is what is preventing people from reporting. Now, let us look at what is the real reason in India for this. Next slide. So it is my belief that this starts in school. So here is a picture of a teacher, a strict teacher at school, and every one of us have faced this. If we make a mistake in school, then the thing is, punishment. And this punishment has slowly evolved over times. When I was in school, I studied in a exclusive boys' school. The masters, as they would call, if I do a mistake, the minimum punishment was 6 canings. So 3 in either hand. You are asked to show your palm out, and the teacher comes down with a bamboo cane, and by the end of the 6th, your hands are red and swollen. So this is the culture we all grew up with. So what is happening is, even if some of your classmates make a mistakes, you go out of the way to hide that, so that that person or doesn't need to suffer from the punishment. So this is a very, very deeply ingrained culture which has been built in our schools. Modern schools don't carry canes, but I think still verbal abuse is very prevalent. Even when my daughter was going through school, the teachers used to scold her. So this verbal abuse is actually, they say, is much worse than physical abuse. So this sort of punishment culture is what all of us grow in schools, and then we come to healthcare and say, report your mistakes. I mean, this is completely opposite to what we learned in schools. So this is, I feel, is a very important reason why, we want to hide mistakes, and this gets reinforced. And when we look around in most hospitals, very few enlightened hospitals are there. They're slowly growing. Slowly, the count of them is growing. But in spite of well-intentioned efforts by the management, still at the ground level, this sort of verbal abuse happens. So this is why why I feel we have learned to hide the mistakes. Next slide, please. So when we ask someone to report a near miss or an incident, remember that we are asking them to undo almost 20 to 30 years of conditioning, depending upon how junior or senior they are. And it did not start, in the hospital. It started in the classroom, in the house, and all of them, are institutions which have shaped us. I mean, to a large extent, we have shaped up well, but still, this is the culture. So when you're honest and admit your mistake, you are being punished. So you cannot just do an incident reporting training and expect everybody to start reporting. So it's very, very important that you get this perspective when you're talking about incident reporting. Next slide. So, Stella, I just wanted you to go through the statistics of the difference between near miss and incident reporting.
Yes, yes. So 300 free lessons all wasted. So, it is all about like how many near misses you're hiding under the under your desk. It's going to be a one big adverse event one day, which is going to happen in a hospital, and which is really you're going to cost a patient life. So if you look at this, image, this is all about like 300 free lessons is like one each individual near miss has one free lesson for all your entire staff who are working in the hospital. If that one free lesson is given, imagine you wouldn't have ended up with this kind of adverse event. So that is what it is all about. This is about a like statistic which is done and it's published in a journal, in the British Medical Journal, which is given in the display if you could see. So what you have to do is like all this near miss should be like must be taken as a lesson for all your staff in order to prevent the bigger event which is going to cause harm for the patient. So here when it comes almost every time when we talk in a healthcare organization about the incident, we talk about near miss, and every time what we end up with, even as a nurse educator, when I talk to my nurses, what I used to say is like this incident have happened. You could have reported about the near miss. How far you're saying the near miss? So it is almost every time I'm telling to them, it is like a thing, cultural change what I'm going to bring up. So still it is an argument. But if you look at this aviation, so what they say is like they have done already in the 1976 something, a culture of reporting. So how this NASA's aviation safety reporting system works is like anything they wanted to report to a management, it will be a voluntary system, not someone from externally like who give force for them to go report to the management what happened, not like that. Voluntary system come. How this voluntary system comes is because they trust on the management and the system level how it functions, because it is kept confidential if they report something, and which is like non-punitive. They're not going to be punished or some action something they take upon them, so that they have the real scare to report on the reports what have they have gone through to correct the system. They will not come up. So this aviation system, almost they have collected almost 200 million safety reports, where any new person comes up, it's going to be a 2 million reports, it's going to be a 2 million learning to all the future employees, so that they can prevent any adverse event happening in the aviation system. So than me, it is like I think Dr. Pari would be a right person to talk about this, where he has a lot of he used to correlate with the aviation system almost. So we all look up at the aviation system, we do nothing out of that learning. So Dr. Pari, can you take us through like what happened in this journey, like in 1976, how they have brought it up?
Are you able to hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Please go to the next slide. Yeah. So in this was way back in 1976. Many of you would not have been born by that time, I think. So they developed this voluntary confidential. That is, if I report, then Stella will not know that I reported. So they kept it very confidential. And it is non-punitive. What do you mean by non-punitive? There is no punishment given to anybody who reports. And they strictly followed it. Okay, so by following this, I want you to really look at this picture. So 1976, this aviation safety evolved, and in 2026, we have 2 million reports happening all over the world, and it is not limited to any one country. This culture is there in each and every airlines in different countries. But this culture has set in this industry and it is followed uniformly. So that is why there are so many reports happening. Whereas in the healthcare, if you look at the bottom part of this poster, you can see the first time we started talking about patient safety in modern times was in 1999, when the report, to err is human came up. And then, there was 2004, the WHO Alliance for Patient Safety was formed. From 2015 onwards, near-miss initiatives, incident reporting initiatives have started, coming into vogue into healthcare. And, but still in 2026, we're still not, as good or anywhere near the aviation. I'm sorry, I think there are some comments about double echoing. Is it in my, what I'm talking? Is this clear or is there any echo?
It's clear for me, doctor.
Okay, thank you. So why is this? Why is that, over 30, 40 years, aviation is, airline industry has achieved this. Whereas healthcare industry, we're still arguing about whether it is the form or whether it is the, what is the problem? Why are we not, getting into, reporting? So that is, very, very important to consider. Next slide. Okay, again, what I strongly feel is we have not really been truthful to the non-punitive culture. It happens day in and day out. In my hospital also, not an exception. Okay, though the management is very, very supportive of a non-punitive culture, our quality, team is very, very, tells everybody about it. But still, day in and day out, when somebody makes a mistake at the front line, the supervisors are scolding them. Okay, so we have not given up punishment as the default response. The first response, the reflex action is, some sort of verbal, abuse which is happening. This is the reason, still we are struggling with incident reports. So it has been clearly proven that every industry that achieved near zero failure rates, for example, atomic energy, has almost near zero failure rates. There also the incident reporting is very transparent and non-punitive, but we have not done that. So this is something which you need to keep in mind. Next slide. So this silence has been quite expensive, mainly to the patients. So Stella, you want to take us through that?
Yeah, yes, of course, sir. So, if we are very silent, like we'll look at how we keep paying for it. So we will see about that. So what is actually, so report is not the problem, the response is. This is a very good session actually, sir, because when I was going through this, about the 𝗕𝗵𝘆. So this is actually, every time we talk about, you report the problem. It's not about the problem. Everybody wanted to talk about the 𝗕𝗵𝘆. They wanted to bring some good cultural change in the healthcare organization. But as you have said, the first reflex action, what they're getting from the management, is going to be a great barrier for them to report the 𝗕𝗵𝘆. So this is where the silence actually happening in the hospital. So the staff reporting, because it's not, the form is too big, the system is very confusing for them to fill the form. Not like that. It's not about the paper. It's not about the system, new changes, how they're going to fill the form. It's not about that. It is about the first reaction. As soon as you have filed the report, what is going to happen? And as per 2025, the NHS cross-sectional study found that most clinicians never received meaningful. Two things are there. One is being silent, not reporting about the like 𝗕𝗵𝘆 what have happened. Another thing is like, however, if you report the things what have happened, the 𝗕𝗵𝘆, some incident have happened, and you have reported to the management, they wouldn't have done any step or any further actions they would have done for it, so that the process runs very in a smoother way in your hospital. So that is also another lack of interest in reporting systems. Why this lack of interest is happening? Because the management is not going to take any actions or that. It's a repeated thing what is happening in the healthcare organization. So it's automatically fixed into your muscle memory. Why do I have to report? Because if I report, nothing is going to change. So this is a real evidence which is taken from NHS, where most of the reports are done, but most clinicians, they feel like they haven't received any meaningful feedback on the incident report. Like this is all about the experience that, like, it's disappearing into a bureaucratic void. So it's a very fantastic term what they have done. It is actually, it's discarded in some way. How you discard all the biomedical waste, the 𝗕𝗵𝘆 reports are discarded because no meaningful actions are taken. So then if we talk about the feedback loop is the found. So this image, if you could see, now this is again about the 𝗕𝗏 research where they have done. It is all about the health research study where they do about the quality systems. What they have done is like, the quality of management, how they respond to you. So if you report something to the management has to give you feedback which is so specific related to the system or the report what you have done, and it should be a timely feedback, and it should be a visible feedback what they have done. So the stronger predictor of sustained reporting rates over time is like, if you give a valuable feedback. If you want to sustain the 𝗕𝗵𝘆 reports to be, the culture to be improved in your organization, the real system what you have to change is like the timely feedback what you give for the reports what they have submitted. So if you look at this image, the functional reporting cycle, what we actually expect in the healthcare organization is like, reports are filed, so management reviews it, personally they sit down, take some time, review it, okay, and then the feedback will be given to the reporter, what can be done in the near future to avoid such things. And also reporter trust the system because it's so confidential. The reporter is called and then personally they have given the feedback on that. So what they feel is like, shall we report something else happen in the future also, because the management takes steps. So that is how the reporting system will get improved or increased. So broken reporting cycle, where this is actually happening in most of the organization, where I was discussing in the previous slide, which is about the NHS, what they have done in 2025. So reports filed, nothing happens. So what happens? Lack of interest. The reporter is not going to come up with any reporting system in future. Anything happens, the 𝗕𝗵𝘆 happens, they will not come up with a reporting system or open out to the management, because they feel nothing is going to happen even if I report to the management. So this is all about the feedback loop. So the verbal abuse is a patient safety issue. So as Dr. Pari was saying, like, even though we say the 𝗕𝗵𝘆, we used to take a session in the classroom, report all the 𝗕𝗵𝘆, will encourage you. This is all about patient safety. You have to speak out. If you come up with the point, whatever you have faced in your department, something happened, tell to me frankly. I'll be very friendly person. I'll talk to you. I'll resolve this. Yes, of course, this is all the sayings what is happening in the hospital. But what happens immediately if a person goes to a management or to a HOD saying medication, I'm about to give this wrong to a patient, but luckily I found out, then I have corrected it and I have not given to the patient. Okay, so imagine if you say, so what is the immediate reaction from the HOD? First thing, she's going to throw verbal abuse on a person who have come for a reporting. So where senior, publicly humiliates a junior for a mistake. So imagine about your superior, someone walking through your ward, and something is going wrong, and this reporting system you're about to say in front of everyone, you're getting this scolding, or you've got verbally abused in front of everyone. Imagine there is a patient, there is your fellow workers, everyone there, how you would feel. So that moment you will decide either not to report, or even stop someone to report to your HOD if this things are happening. So Dr. Pari would like to say something here about like how the senior publicly humiliating a junior for a mistake, how it would be.
Yeah, I think there is a proverb, no? The wolf is preaching to the lambs, something like that. So I have been guilty of this, and to be very frank, when I was much younger, and I didn't know much about the safety science and all that. But after going through that, I have tried my best to mend my ways and not to first of all react in to the individual mistake, because we now know that mistakes are hardly the an individual. Most of the time, it is a system error. Our SOPs may not be right, the processes may not be right, our checks and balances in the system may not be proper, and that allows an individual to make a mistake. Because as humans, we will make mistakes. That is why the publication on patient safety is called "To Err is Human." So we will, but how do you build systems to prevent individuals from making mistakes? Without doing that, blaming an individual is not something which you have to do. So that is why, I everywhere I go, I keep telling that unless, the seniors stop, scolding or stop humiliating juniors in front of others, our culture is not going to change. So that is why, I really congratulate the team for putting up this slide. It's such a powerful image. I think we should write a post on this with this image and share it in all social media. I think it's such an amazing slide.
Definitely.
Next one. You
Yes.
can continue, Stella. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. So, non-punitive response from the leadership, that is what Dr. Pare was saying. Like, no, if a leader take up a goal or standing firm that I will not punish my junior fellow staff who are coming up with any reporting system that could, like near miss reports, especially which we are talking about, if they feel they going to create a non-punitive response culture system in their healthcare organization, definitely there could be a uh, dramatic change in the reporting system. No, even what happens is, like on a ward, if this verbal abuse or someone is like talking so badly to you, when you go forward to them to report something what you have faced, then so what happens is, like invisible one is like the individual person who is getting that scolding will decide, in lifetime I'm not going to report anything to the management or to the HOD. So the witness too is like someone who's standing near you or somewhere there listening to this kind of conversation with the supervisor or with the HOD who's like throwing verbal abuse on the particular staff. What is going to happen is, like witness two is like warns the fellow colleague, don't go to the HOD, don't report anything. She might say she will not punish you or something. She will definitely verbally abuse you if you go forward to if you report something. So this is the system failure which happens in a healthcare organization. So what we say is, like the leadership, the level people who are there have to take a like assured decision that to have a non-punitive culture in their healthcare organization, not just by words, by their actions. The first reflex action should be a very soft tone. It's about welcoming and appreciating for them to be very bold enough to come and report that system, so that they will have the confidence, and also make it confidential. Only one-on-one confidential reporting system must be there. Do not keep everybody inside your room listening to that reporting system and arguing that and mocking on that and commenting on that, and also personally giving views on them will make them feel very low among all your staff. They go cry, and then no, they will take a lifetime decision that they should not come up with any reporting system. So this is what happens. So when it is like verbal abuse is happening, so it is like verbal abuse is like a patient safety risk. So we all talk about the patient safety, and we work towards it. So what happens is, like all the verbal abuse is like it's documented, evidence based, and entirely it's preventable. So if we are deciding like a non-punitive culture, so we should treat it exactly as we treat any other safety risk. Someone is coming up, take up a proper decision, and then handle it in a way so that the reporter who have come to you feeling so safe and so confident enough that she will be protected under your shelter and taking action towards what have happened. So we are
Yeah, I
measuring
think
the
it's
wrong.
Stella, I think it's a very good example.
Yeah.
Treat it like a another safety risk. Like we all are very much aware of needle stick injury, right?
Yes.
So it tricks you. And actually, it's not just the pain which is the problem, it is the diseases which come along with it which is the problem, like
Yes.
hepatitis B and all that. Verbal abuse is something like that.
Yes.
It's not just a moment of hurt, but over long term, people stop reporting and becomes a huge safety risk. Again, I think it's a very important point here.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, sir. Thank you. And we are also equally measuring the wrong thing. So that is about, a ward with zero near miss reports is not a safe ward. We are thinking if we have zero near miss in our ward, we are an excellent ward. We don't have any incident reported. I think all the participants who have participated in our previous webinar, we would have said, which ward is having a lot more, near misses and less incident is a safety ward. Because you are going to prevent, and as I have mentioned in the earlier in the beginning in the slide, the near misses are a free lesson for all your entire healthcare staff, where you are going to prevent the future incident which is going to harm your patient. So what we measure is like Indian hospital system is like zero incident report, zero trust. So you cannot trust your staff anymore. If zero near miss, it means none of the staff are having trust on your management system. So that is why they are not opening up with any reports to you to come up to you to say something, what have happened, what near miss have happened, to report to you actually, because they don't have any trust on you. So that is what. So zero incident means don't feel so happy. It is about something endangered. So you are like ending up in any like critical situation. So what we celebrate is like a clean register. It's not about clean register. If you add on your near miss register in a year, 2-3 register, or in your system, you have a file of documents, as we were saying, like 200 million reports, which is with the aviation. With same kind in your healthcare system, you have lot more reports on near miss, then it's going to be a very perfect organization to be on. So this is also again, NHS research confirmed that hospital with higher reporting rates have better safety culture, as I mentioned already, and better patient outcome, because everything is very transparent. They have trust and confidence to reveal to the higher management, where they have a very good confidential environment in your healthcare organization. So zero repeat means zero trust. So not zero problems. So it is all about. So the number of reports filed is a measure of how much trust exists. So again and again, we are repeating on the same thing, because to emphasize on that topic, promote a culture of non-punitive environment, so that people will have trust and they come up to report to you, not just by words. Make a reflex action of something very good environment to make them feel very comfortable within your organization. So highest reporting, what in NHS study is like, measure to have a strongest culture. Like for example, ward A engaged and messy, ward B is pristine and quiet. So it is like, it's not like you don't have any errors, nothing, zero, it's a very safety environment. No, not at all like that. You should have a lot of errors which is happening, reported on and off every month. At least you should have 100 errors which is reported on your table. Feel very happy that all your staffs are feeling so safe under your leadership. So that is what all about. Yes, so it's time to know about NABH requires it most hospital, how they actually need data from us when it comes to incident and near miss reporting system. So Dr. Pari, can you take us through this?
Yeah, next slide, please. So again, we play a game with NABH, right? So we show them, a folder full of incident reports, but then if we are asked, what are the changes you made based on these reports, very rarely, we are able to show it. So what this shows is, we are only looking at how, we can please the NABH assessors, not actually practice safety in the hospitals. So this reporting system doesn't stop with incident reporting, but actually making changes in the, ward, or changes in the process, which will reduce the number of reports happening. So that's what I wanted to point out here, that just don't write the reports just to satisfy the NABH assessor, but use those reports as a learning exercise to change things the way we practice in the hospitals. Next slide. So compliance and culture are not the same thing. Again, there was a report in the National Medical Journal of India in way back and 10 years earlier, which found that Indian hospital reports are frequently treated as complaints. It is like a complaint register, and we don't want complaints, right? So we will keep as less incident report as possible. not as a learning tool. So it's very, very important to make this shift that it is actually a very good learning tool. Next slide. Okay, so now we need to know where the system is breaking. Next slide. So this is the crux of my talk, actually. If we have to fix, I told that we have learned the hiding mistakes at school, and that continues in hospitals. So sometimes you feel, what can I do about it? How can I change this culture? And I think the only person who's got the empowerment to change the culture is the immediate supervisor, or the what is known as the middle management. Middle management is either the senior registrar, or the ward in charge, or supervisor, unit supervisor, people who are also working shoulder to shoulder with the other frontline workers. They are the ones who can actually change the culture. I think it's very, very important to, I'll tell you why. Next slide. So it is the, not the, ward in, it is the charge nurse or ward in charge, not even the HOD, definitely not the quality team. And we cannot blame the frontline workers, because as we say, they have come with this sort of culture right from school. So how do we change is very, very important. And this can be done only by the immediate seniors. Next slide, please. So the most powerful person in your near-miss reporting system is the middle management. And it is not that I am saying this. Several international studies, and also you can look at your own hospital. So when, the frontline worker, a nurse or a housekeeping makes a mistake, who is that person reporting to? Next level. If that person has understood this problem of safety science, that we should not actually punish that person, we should counsel them, then only things will change. Whatever you decide at the top level, at the management level, or even the HOD is very, very sympathetic to this, it is not going to change. It has to start in the immediate seniors who are actually mentoring and teaching these juniors. They are the ones who can actually make the change. Next slide. So at the same time, we talk about just culture. Just culture is, as I told you before, it is a justice culture where you look at the pros and cons and then give out the verdict. So when we say no blame culture, it is not that people can make mistakes and get away with it. So don't confuse it. Just culture is not a no blame culture. No, it is a very titrated response to mistakes. Next slide. So when you make a mistakes, just culture distinguishes three types of behavior. Again, as I told you, safety science and human factors, all of us have to read about this. Okay, if you have some time and you're chatting with ChatGPT or Gemini, go to the teach me mode and ask the AI to teach you about safety culture in healthcare, human factors in healthcare. Now these things will be discussed there. So when there is no mistake, three types of behavior is there. One is a genuine mistake, not intended, a real slip. Then that person is the second victim. The patient is the first victim. The person who made the mistake is the second victim. So you should console and support. Now, this person actually knows how to do it, but then skipped certain steps or took a shortcut and made a mistake, even though the person knew it was risky. Here, maybe it's the first time or even the second time, you can train them, you can coach them and correct them. And mostly they will understand. If you really tell them why it is important, they will understand and correct themselves. There's a third type of behavior that they deliberately bypassed it. So they're not really bothered. In spite of you consoling them, coaching them, still they're making mistake. then you need to discipline them, punish them. Okay, so this sort of graded response to mistakes is what is lacking. Our default response is punishment. So we should change our default response to consoling and supporting first, and then observing. If that person makes a repeated mistake, then send him or her for retraining, explain to them the rationale. Mostly they will understand. If they still don't do it, then you punish them. Okay, so that's very, very important. So just culture is not no blame culture. There is, you will be accountable, but the way we do it is slightly different. Next slide. So that is the difference between a slip and a reckless decision. So a slip is one who needs support, and a reckless decision is one who needs discipline. Again, this is being backed by research. So when this is really implemented in spirit, that every one of the supervisors is following this approach. First, find out if it is a genuine slip, and then coach them, and then then only you get into the punishment mode. This improves the staff trust, because they will understand. If I make the mistake for the first time, anybody who doesn't know, they are supporting. But if I do something in spite of me knowing, I'll be punished. So this actually makes it very transparent for them, and they'll start trusting the system and report, because they will understand that if it is a genuine problem that has been missed, definitely they will be supported. Next slide. So I would, there may be exceptions, but we may say we are practicing just culture. But unless you go and watch these immediate seniors, how they are behaving, you cannot claim that you are practicing just culture. If each and one of your supervisors or seniors at the ground level who are mentoring the frontline workers are following this culture, then only you can genuinely say, I am following the just culture, not by putting that poster in the CEO's room. Okay, so that is something I wanted to emphasize here. Next slide. So, friends, I think we got to end this webinar by this particular statement. The form is the barrier. Form is not the barrier. Incident form is not the barrier. People are hesitant to write the incident form is not the barrier. The fear is the barrier. And the fear is compounded by the immediate senior who is above you. Next slide, please. So you cannot keep on making the form better, shorter. So because one of the studies shows an ideal near-miss form should take under 2 minutes to complete. I don't agree with that. Okay, it will help in some extent. No, you take a shorter time to complete it. It is good. No doubt about it. But what happens after you fill that is more important. Okay, so if you're going to be treated in a very fair manner, in a just manner, that is the way to build the culture. Not keep changing the form to make it a better form. Of course, that also helps, as I told you. Next slide. So I wanted to just point out one thing before we end. This term, normalized deviance, is a term which all of us have to understand. What do you mean by normalized deviance? Next slide. So that picture of a volcano is very telling. Just because the volcano is silent for the last 150 years, people assume that it won't blow up again. So that is exactly the meaning of normalized deviance. Something which is, it could go wrong anytime. Okay. So when an unsafe shortcut occurs so frequently that people don't see it as a risk. Okay, so you probably do one-hand recapping. One-hand recapping is done by a senior. So you see it and you also do it. And everybody in the ward keeps doing one-hand recapping. So that becomes normal behavior. It is not normal behavior. It is normal deviance. A deviance from the safety behavior has been normalized in that particular ward. So this is what happened in the space shuttle, Challenger, which crashed and killed everybody inside. So there was this ring which was defective. People knew about it, but then they felt that this is not going to be a big problem. So one person started saying it is not a big problem. Everybody started saying it is not a big problem, but ultimately it cost the lives of 6 people. Okay, so just because everybody in the ward is doing a certain way does not mean it is a safety manner. Look at it closely, whether it is normal behavior according to safety science, or is it the normal deviance, which is not according to the safety science. Very, very important to understand this. Next slide. So when you are not reporting, in my hospital, near-miss reporting does not take place. Is that normal behavior? No, it is normal deviance. Okay, so because if only people started reporting the near misses, which are also called good catches, then you will know what are the mistakes which can be prevented in the future. So, okay, so the only protection against normal deviance is a culture where people have the courage and feel safe to say, I think what is being done here is wrong. It may be done for a long time, but I have noticed it, and you please change it. So that is when this will change. Next slide. So how do we actually do certain things which can change the culture? I'm telling the middle management should change. Middle management should look at it in a different way. I'll tell you 2 ways by which this can be changed. One is the 5-minute debrief at the end of every shift. You start asking everybody at the end of the shift, as your senior. This is done in Sweden as a study, that at the end of the shift, ask them, take this 5 minutes to ask, did anything almost go wrong today? And encourage people to come up with their answers. Don't judge. Just note it down and discuss this, and see how we can prevent it. So it only takes 5 minutes, and the study shows that this identified 31.9 near misses per 1,000 patient days, which is 4 times than the formal incident reporting system. This is a very informal system, but you take the responsibility to formalize the near misses. You don't keep preaching others. Please report near miss, please report near miss. Every end of the shift, you ask them this question, simple question, and slowly you'll see people coming up more and opening up more and more, and you note it down, and that becomes a formal system. So that is the end of the shift, 5-minute structured debrief talking about near misses. Next slide. So the barrier to this is not the time, not technology, but it is only your belief in this. If you think that 5 minutes is worth it, then you will definitely do it. Next slide. And another thing which you have to do, when I say leader, it's again that that group which is just above the frontline workers. They should do every week. What is this audit? Next slide. Okay. When somebody reported a mistake, number 1, was the reporter thanked? Was an investigation completed? Number 3, was the feedback given within 3 days, 72 hours? And as a result of the report, did we change anything for the better? So these 4 questions, if any one of them is a no, then it is not a frontline problem. It is a leadership problem. Very simple. Okay. So one is a 5-minute debrief. Another is a weekly audit, or a monthly audit, which asks these 4 questions. Did we really congratulate and thank the reporter who reported the near miss? Did it result in a complete investigation? Was the feedback given back to the person who reported or to the team which reported this? And did we change anything for the better? Okay, so these 2 things will go a long way in increasing the number of near misses reporting in your hospital. Next slide. So I think I'll end up with this slide finally. So the leader is always the one who goes first. And what should that person do? Next slide. So that senior person should share their own nearness. There's nothing so powerful as this. Okay, if you model error disclosure, you are the ones who are telling, okay, I was doing this, I made this mistake. It is the strongest predictor of reporting culture improvement in any hospital. Again, whatever we have said in this particular presentation is not my opinion or Stella's opinion. It is all based on science and studies and evidence. Okay, so evidence shows that if you set an example, the others will follow, which is natural. Okay, so thank you so much for this, kind listening. Next slide. I think we have done, isn't it, Stella? That's right.
Yes.
So you can ask them this question.
Yeah. So now this is actually for them to think. So next time someone asks like what happened last time someone on your team made a mistake, it should be a positive note saying, followed a just culture and actions have been taken by your management, something in a different aspect. No, we don't feel any fear towards our management to report something. So this is what should run on your mind next time someone asks like what happened last time when someone did a mistake. So you have the power to change what answer is like, not through policy, not through forms. It's like through the choice you make the next time someone in your ward is honest enough to say, I nearly made a mistake today. So this is what we all expect from you when someone asks such questions to you. So this is the entire concept behind this today's free webinar. So also this webinar, we are not leaving out without a handout. So we have a handout here for you all. So the incident report, nobody fills. So on the same topic, so you'll be having the handout. Let me quickly run through that. So you'll have the just culture model and the 5-minute end of shift debrief, how it's supposed to be, and audit question. If the 5 report leadership audit. So if you go for audit, like how you're going to use that. So the audit tool is there, and you'll have a 7-step leadership first implementation pathway. And also you'll be having a print and pin this page to your nursing station. So about the week 1, week 2, week 3, what are the process you're going to bring on this reporting system. And you will have certain templates for 𝗕𝗔 report form, and you will have a PDSA cycle for 𝗕𝗔 culture change, and you'll have measuring 𝗕𝗔 reporting culture, your monthly dashboard, how it's supposed to be. And we have given some like templates for you all to run through, and 7 questions for your next ward meeting, like use within this week. So you can have this questions in a way to promote the culture of reporting system. And also I think we have come to an end. And cultural and systemic consideration for an Indian hospital. So some reference and quick reference for you all to adapt to this model, because it's all as Dr. Pari said, it's not from us, it's from evidence-based study. So this is all about our handout which is inside. And yes, I have 2 announcements before getting into the Q&A session. I know we are running 5 minutes late. So this is all about the ICN program and the seats. Last time I told you it's a very minimal seats we are fixing up, even for ICN and for the IPC. ICN for all the nurses and IPC for all the healthcare professionals. We are limiting to the the seats for 30 seats. So almost I think we have only minimal seats left over for the ICN. We the seats are filling fast. So it's a last opportunity for you all to grab this opportunity. If you missed out, you'll be enrolled in the next batch. So you have to wait until the next announcement. So this is all about. And yes, this is our March event, the calendar. So next week we'll be coming up with great announcement and much more exciting news to hear from us. It will be related to the topic for the next week. Next week the topic is AA in your hospital right now, 5 tools frontline staff can use today. It's going to be an exciting topic, because the current trend is about everywhere you hear about AI. So we have come up with the webinar topic on that. Not just a topic, you have a very exciting information during that webinar. So you will be log in through that webinar next week and then get to know about us. Tomorrow after 4 p.m. check your mail inbox. You would have received a feedback link from us, from our team. So fill that form, and in less than 10 minutes you will receive your certificate. Yes. So 2 QR codes. One is WhatsApp QR code I have put up here on the top. during this Q&A session, you can scan this QR code and you can join our WhatsApp community. And next QR code is about healthcare administration. Also, you will receive the link in the chat box to enroll for our various programs. I think Jayanti, you can make that out. So let me get into the
I
Q&A.
think the handout link also I think got missed out. Stella,
Yeah, yes.
it's in the
Yes,
chat, I think. Maybe
yeah.
Jayanti can put it up again.
Yes. Please.
She put that before, but I think
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Handout link also will be there. Yes. I have not announced it. Handout link also will be there. Jayanti, you can follow the same pattern. So you were having the 4 links together in one chat, right? The same thing. So that participants who would like to register for our online CNE interest form, handout link, healthcare admin course, and IPC course. All the links are there in your chat box. So please. So Jayanti, you can put the message now again. Yes.
Okay, any questions?
Yes, sir. I'm quickly running through the thing. I think the questions there for healthcare administration. Can I tell them quickly? Is there for a paramedical student they asking for it? Question.
No, if you want to be in the administration, then student, I don't know how much useful it will be.
If you have a field experience, then of course.
Yeah, you need to be in in the hospital for at least a few years, and if you're thinking of getting into an admin post, then definitely it'll be useful. Or if you're already in an admin post and you want to know more about it, definitely that also will be very useful for you.
Yes. Yeah, done. So I think another one question also on that. So he would have got clear. I think Mahesh, what's the role we can get? So I'm into the Q&A portal.
So Mahesh has raised the hand. We want to unmute him. He probably can answer.
Yeah, sure. We can facilitate that. Jayanti? Yeah, Mahesh is here. Mahesh, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question here directly. Okay, maybe Mahesh, you're there?
He's messaged, he's outside, he's not able to talk.
Okay. So
Okay.
he have put the question here, doctor, like what is the role we can get, I think, out of this course?
Role for what? I don't understand the
I
question.
think he is continuing with this healthcare administration question. We are right, Mahesh, because all your messages are split up. So we would like to understand what is the real question you would like, so that we'll have a connectivity with all your questions, so that it will be helpful for us to answer for your question directly. So let us complete this today's webinar Q&A if anything is there. Yeah, one question is there related to today's webinar. All the questions are related to healthcare administration course now. Let us handle that. One question related to the webinar. So this is from Zinlin. So as a management executive, how would you handle the whole incident cycle from reporting to case closing?
That's a whole webinar by itself. So basically, in short, you don't need to be a management executive. It's basically, we tried, you could be just a quality executive also. It is known as the incident management system. So you got to start right from how you, formulate the incident forms. Remember the evidence I told about the 2-minute form. The form should be, very short. And then one of the mistakes, again, we pointed out in a previous webinar, not all incidents require root cause analysis and 𝗕𝗏. So many of those, so the quality team's job is to look at these incident reports and what are those which can be quickly, referred to the department, and so that they can discuss at at the local level, and what requires very deep RCA and 𝗕𝗂. So once that is done, then you need to put in the preventive actions as proposal to the management to make changes and get the funding. And very important to give the feedback to the person who did the incident report. Another important thing is most of these incidents could be topics for a risk assessment, because incidents are happening and then you're reacting to them, whereas you can take a few of them and do a risk assessment so that you can prevent them even before they occur. So it's a very vast topic. I think I just gave a gist of how you start from reporting to closing it.
Yeah. So I think that's one question. Yeah. Another one more question, Doctor. Like, if someone comes and reports an incident to me, how can I convey to my senior manager that it is a system failure and not the reportee's mistake?
Yeah, I think this is another problem. If you don't have a management which is supporting, it's going to be difficult. Okay, so that's why we do such sessions. Senior people should understand that that mistakes are a system failure and not an individual failure. If you're an enlightened management, it is easy, but if it is not, I do agree with you. It is going to be difficult, but I think you should do your part to at least console the person who has actually made the mistake and try to protect them. So a recent example is one of the hospitals. Nurse made the mistake, and a memo was was about to be given to the nurse, but then the quality manager stalled it. Didn't say don't give it, stalled it and said, let's look at the investigation. The end of the investigation, you can send the memo. But then the investigation proved that there were several problems with the system. So that made the what can I say, the management understand. So you can only do it by actually showing them that there are system problems, by doing a 𝗕𝗂 and highlighting the system problems to your management. But it takes time. You got to be patient. Initially, you may not be able to convince them, but if you show 3 or 4 incidents like this and highlight the system problems and how they should not, in a knee-jerk manner, provide, give memos or suspension orders, that itself is is an improvement. So they will wait till you do the investigations, and then you can have a discussion with them. So try it out. Try to at least postpone the decision, and then do an investigation and highlight to the management that there are system problems existing.
And another one more question: how do we handle the defensive ego and hide out from the middle management?
Defensive ego and hideout are very technical terms. I don't really understand, but basically, I hope what I understand from that is that you don't want to accept the mistake, right? Is that the senior person doesn't want to accept the mistake, even if a mistake happens, they don't take full responsibility and allow the junior to suffer. This happens, right? Many seniors will just keep quiet when that junior is being scolded by the HOD or somebody like that, even though they know that the originator of that particular problem was probably he or she. It's very difficult. As I told you, it is a human behavior problem. Human behavior is the most difficult to change. Dogs can be easily trained, right? But human beings, very, very difficult. So, I don't have a direct answer for that. You probably, have to request them to come and watch such webinars maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Very right answer towards the end. You have given a good closure for them. Yeah. So I think we have like completed all the questions over here, but still we have a few more participants who are waiting for the guidance to enroll into our healthcare administration course. So Mahesh have clearly mentioned, he have said like he have done a master's in paramedical, whether what role and responsible will be there if he is taking up this course.
Yeah, that's what I said. Unless he has got experience.
Yeah.
If you're already, if you're just being a student, this course is not for you. If you have worked in a hospital and you got about 3 to 5 years experience and you are thinking of moving into an admin role, definitely this course will be useful for you.
Yes, yes.
But if you're just a student, don't waste your money.
Yeah. So that's it. I think Mahesh, you got it. Yeah, we have responded in the chat even. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I think we have covered.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Again, thank you so much for turning out in such large numbers and hope to see you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.